Donald Trump and the Werewolf of Bedburg Conspiracy. On Halloween, 2017, The Mirror published an interesting article.
Strange but true. Donald Trump could be related to 16th century cannibal serial killer the Werewolf of Bedburg.
The conspiracy was put together by an anthropologist named Kevin Pittle, who found a few anomalies while researching the historical account of Peter Stumpf. Stumpf was a 16th century farmer who was accused of being a werewolf, committing incest and practicing sorcery. It is the most famous and sourced case of a werewolf trial from the Middle Ages. It is said he was executed on the 31st of October, 1589. The execution was one of the most brutal in history. Executed along with Stumpf was his daughter and his partner Katharina Trump. The two were charged with being accomplices in his crimes. Katharina's name intrigued Pittle to investigate further. Could there be a connection between this Katharina Trump and the President of the United States? Donald Trump's grandfather, Frederick Trump, was born in a village in Germany called Karlstadt in the year 1869, where his family goes back generations. At age 16, he emigrated to the United States. One of the earliest ancestors in Karlstadt is Hans Trump, born around the year 1559. This conspiracy revolves around the possibility that Hans Trump is the child of Peter Stumpf and Katharina Trump. The problem with this theory is that the story of Peter Stumpf takes place in the town of Bedburg, near Cologne. Hans Trump was born in Karlstadt. Legal records from this time are hard to find. It is assumed most records were destroyed in the 30 Years' War of 1618. Pittle claims ancestral records show a Katharina Trump and Peter Stumpf lived in the Karlstadt area at the time of the werewolf murders. Pittle's hypothesis is quoted in the Mirror's article.
We started looking through these databases to find Trumps and Stumpfs in the same place. We have no legal records, family records to support this happening in Cologne. What I did stumble across was people working on Donald Trump's genealogy, and there were several Katharinas early on. Karlstadt is in southwest Germany, where the werewolf panic was centered. If you were going to expect a werewolf story, you would expect it down there. In the local dialect of the time, Cologne was spelt Kol, while the German word for city is Stadt. So, if you were going to say Cologne City, you would say Kolstadt, which is very close, phonetically, to Karlstadt. Karlstadt is a little no-name town, whereas everybody knows Cologne. What if something happened in Karlstadt, but it got heard out Kolstadt? We're asking questions about language, how it coalesced, and when it was written down. We're investigating, is it possible that the Katharina Trump, named in the werewolf narrative, is it the same Katharina Trump that Donald is descended from? There's no way to support it at the moment. But is it entertaining to consider? Yes.
While interesting, the theory is stretching. First, Cologne City would have been mistaken for Karlstadt. Then, the Katharina Trump and Peter Stumpf, from Karlstadt area, would have to be the same as those in the infamous trial. Lastly, it would need to be proven they gave birth to Hans Trump. At this time, no evidence to support the theory has been presented.